Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road, and you're ready to go if you want to. Cool. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Live Music Nation podcast. I'm excited for this one. Today we're with Iverson, and he's with the Roundtop Festival Institute. Iverson, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate
Hey,
it.
give us a little background on you. Where'd you grow up? Talk a little bit about your family and your career.
Sure. So I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, and I grew up playing the cello, classical music. I was playing in orchestras, and I studied conducting at the New England Conservatory. And part of my orchestral training was at the Roundtop Festival Institute in Texas, and that was a couple years ago. And then I returned there as a summer intern, as an orchestra manager, you would call it. And now I work with them full time as the program director, basically planning and organizing the 6-week summer festival, which is the main event of the Roundtop Festival Institute.
Okay. All right. Very, very good. So let's jump into this event. Three questions. Well, actually, let's start with the when and the where.
So this event takes place from the first week of June through the middle of July, and it's in Roundtop, Texas, which is a small little town right in between Austin and Houston, smallest incorporated town in Texas. And we
awesome.
have a beautiful 160-acre campus with one of the most beautiful concert halls you'll ever see, completely built by hand. Every piece of wood is cut by hand on the site, and it's a stunning concert hall. I highly recommend anyone do a little Google search about this concert hall. It's beautiful, a massive Texas star on the ceiling. It's great.
Wow. Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, let's jump in a little bit here. 3 questions that help our listener fully embody what's going on there in Texas. Number 1, what does it look like? Number 2, what does it smell like? What's going to be in the air? Our listeners are very concerned about food and concessions. And 3, what does it sound like? What are they going to hear? Talk about the music specifically. Let's jump back to number 1. What does it look like? Describe it for us.
Sure. So I would say, like I said, we have a huge campus, a lot of green area. The festival was founded about 50 years ago, a little over 50 years ago, with the intent of kind of making a green belt. We planted thousands and thousands of trees, and there's grassy hills, and it's just a beautiful area. In addition to the nature, over the years, they've brought in kind of dilapidated or torn down buildings from other areas and refurbished them. So we have a strange, unique amalgamation of cool buildings. We have a chapel, a plaza, this concert hall that I mentioned. And so you're going to be able to walk around and see all these interesting things that you wouldn't see elsewhere. It's a very strange, unique place. And then the main place is this concert hall. It's kind of the crowning jewel of this festival. And in terms of concessions, we don't really have that because it's a classical music. It's an orchestra festival, so we don't have food and drink in the concert hall. But we do sell stuff during intermission. You can buy ice cream from Bluebell creameries, or you can buy some local wines from some local wineries or beer, and drink it during intermission. And in terms of the sound, I mean, there are many orchestra festivals across the country. These are summer festivals where students ages maybe 18 to 30, I would say, go to study how to be an orchestral musician. And I would say that our festival is in the top 3 to 5, of these festivals in the country. I mean, this is the premier level of orchestral training that you're going to get and that you're going to hear.
Wow.
And so if you love classical music, if you love orchestra music, this is some of the highest quality you'll get. And it's in this small town of Roundtop. It's kind of it's a surprise to all the people who come and see it for the first time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, that brings us to question number 3. Is that the only style of music people will experience there? Do you open it up to other events throughout the year?
Correct. Yes. So we have, in addition to the summer festival, which is what everything was based on, we have an August through April series where we like to bring in many different types of events, 1 to 2 events a month. For example, our next event in January, we have Ray Benson and Asleep at the Wheel coming to perform a concert.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah, last year we had Lyle Lovett in January, so we like to do a little bit of country western as well. But often you can hear, in addition to some smaller classical music groups, you can hear some other things as well. We have the Houston Jazz Orchestra coming this winter. We have next fall, we're planning a big mariachi celebration for Mexican Independence Day, potentially some tango music coming in as well in the fall. I mean, we try to bring a variety, and it's not just music as well. We host a lot of forums on theater, poetry, film, and the banner is the James Dick Foundation for the Performing Arts. So we really try to encapsulate as much as we can under that umbrella.
Man, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Talk about your involvement here and the importance that this is for you, Iverson.
Sure. Well, I mean, this was a transformative place for me as a student, as a young cello player looking to kind of pursue a career in orchestral music. And I ended up, not going that specific route. I do conducting now, orchestral conducting, but I fell in love with kind of running orchestras behind the scenes, and this place was so instrumental in my development. And we reconnected, and James Dick, who I'd love to talk about at some point, he reached out to me and asked me to come on and join the team. And this place is now, it means so much to me. It's a place where I can give artistic freedom by, I plan the repertoire, the music that we play during the summer. I can plan and hire these acts to come in during the year. And I feel that my artistic, sense is expressed there, and I get to work with all these fantastic musicians. I mean, already I've been able to meet people that I never thought I'd meet. So, I mean, I'm in love with this place.
Well, this is your chance. You get to talk about anything and everything that you want for the next few minutes. So hit people with it, Iverson.
Well, I'd like to talk a little bit about James Dick, who founded this place, and he founded it a little over 50 years ago. And he's on a short list of people who have been given an award for historical, notable Texans, notable people in Texas history. And he is a concert pianist who has traveled around the world. He's made a whole career playing with the finest orchestras in the world. He's participated in the huge Tchaikovsky competition in Russia. And he settled down here in Texas to start a festival it originally started with only a handful of piano students, and they got help from all the local people, and it's kind of blossomed into this massive undertaking. And it's really one of the best of its kind, like I said, and it's all because of his vision and his work that he's put in over the years, and the help that he's gotten from some generous people in Texas. And he performs every year with us at the festival. The opening concert, he'll be soloing with the orchestra playing piano. So
Oh, fantastic.
yeah, he's really the heart of the place, and that's why it's called the James Dick Foundation for the Performing Arts.
Gotcha. Very good. Very good. Okay. Most importantly, how do people find out more information about what's going on there with the Festival Institute?
You can go to festivalhill.org, and we have all our events there and a lot more about the festival, about the history, and we're active on social media as well. And we have a YouTube channel. If you love orchestra, if you love classical music, you can check out some of those recordings on YouTube. And we're just this week, we're going to start getting into Spotify as well and start releasing some old recordings. So, but I would say check out the website, check out the history, the upcoming events, and we have a brand new website. So excited to show that off as well.
Perfect. Very good. Very good. All right, Iverson, these next two questions, they might be a little bit different than what we normally hear. These are just from my own personal inventory. I want to know what the best concert is you've ever been to your entire life.
My entire life. Well,
Yep.
so as an orchestral musician, the finest orchestra in the world is the Berlin Philharmonic, and they came on tour in America back in 2017. And I remember I saw them here in Boston, and they just blew me away. But I have to give a shout out to my local Boston Symphony. I mean, that's the best orchestra. I love them, and I go every week, and they're just stars. They're just on top of the orchestral world right now. So
Okay. All right. Dead or alive, you get to see one musical act, artist, band, orchestra. Who would you like to see?
wow. I'd like to see what it was all like back then. All the when this music was being written back in the time of Mozart. So maybe I'll say Mozart. I love the composer. Gustav Mahler is probably my favorite composer, but Mozart was a real genius. I'd love to go back and see what that was like when he was stirring up trouble back then and writing his
Yeah.
music. Yeah.
Very, very, very good. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on with us today, Iverson. I appreciate it greatly.
Thank you for reaching out. Glad to share about
You're
festival.
welcome.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a ball